Welcome to Doing Linguistics with, me. Have you ever looked at your dog and thought, I know you have opinions on the current state of the economy, you just lack the words to say it. Well, as a linguist, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your dog isn't just missing a dictionary. Human language is a biological superpower. In the 1960s, a linguist named Charles Hockett identified several design features, basically the blueprints that make human language different from a dog's bark or a bee's dance. Today, we're looking at the big five that make us uniquely human. Let's get nerdy. In linguistics, we say the relationship between the signifier, the sound, and the signified, the concept, is arbitrary. In plain English, there is no natural reason why the fluffy animal that meows is called a cat. In French, it's le chat. In Japanese, it's neko. In Greek, it's igata. The sounds don't actually look or feel like the animal, right? If languages weren't arbitrary, every person on Earth would use the same sound for water, because water sounds like, well, water. Because we are arbitrary, we can name things whatever we want, as long as we all agree on it. We're basically the only species that decided convention is better than imitation. Number 2. Discreteness. Think of language like a set of Lego bricks. Language is made of small, repeatable, discrete units. In linguistics, we call these phonemes, which is just a fancy word for the individual sounds like B, P, or T. These sounds are distinct. If I change just 2 bricks in the word brick and swap the B and the R for an S, I get sick, a completely different meaning. This is what we mean when we say language is digital. It's made of on and off units. Animal signals, however, are usually graded or analog. A dog's growl is like a volume knob. It can get louder or lower to show intensity, but a dog cannot swap one sound brick for another to change the topic from get back to I like your shoes. This brings us to number 3, compositionality. This is the assembly line of language. It means that meaning of a whole sentence is determined by the meaning of its parts and how they are put together. This is where semantics, the study of meaning, meets syntax, the rules of word order. See the example. The chef cooked the duck. Now swap the parts. The duck cooked the chef. Same words, but because of the way we composed them, the story just took a very dark turn for the chef. Humans don't just have a list of signals. We have a system for building complex ideas out of simple parts. Feature 4 is creativity, or what we nerds call productivity. Because of the Lego-like nature of language, we have Discrete Infinity. That is the ability to use a limited number of sounds to create an infinite number of sentences. In fact, I'm almost 100% certain that the following sentence has never been uttered in human history. The neon purple giraffe is currently winning a breakdance competition against a sentient toasted sandwich. You understood that perfectly, right? Even though it's nonsense. Bees can dance to tell you where the flowers are, but they cannot invent a new dance to tell you about a cool cloud they saw. Human language is an open system. We're never out of room for new ideas. Finally, number 5, Rule-Governedness. Wait, if we can say anything, is it just chaos? No, language has a hidden recipe. This is the generative nature of grammar. We follow rules we don't even know we know. For instance, you know instinctively that the big red ball sounds right, but the red big ball sounds weird, right? Because English has a specific rule for adjective ordering. Even when we're being creative and making up sentences about breakdancing giraffes, we follow the rules of our mental grammar. It's the difference between a beautiful symphony or just banging on a piano. One has structure, the other is just noise. As you can see in the example, the cat sat on the mat is a perfectly valid sentence, but if we just reorder them and we say met the on sat cat the, it's complete nonsense. So, when you take all 5, arbitrariness, discreteness, compositionality, creativity, and rule-governedness, you get a system that isn't just communication, it's language.
Yes!
It's why we can write novels, argue about philosophy, and most importantly, make educational YouTube videos. Your dog might be the goodest boy, but until he starts using discrete phonemes to compose rule-governed sentences about the arbitrary nature of his kibble, he's just barking. See you in the next one. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to the channel. Stay curious, folks. And by the way, let me know if you like this format, because I'm experimenting here.